Good evening, this is Martin Rota, and this is video number 20 in our little series from the book An American Experience by Martin Bolt, B-O-L-T, which is me. I just choose Martin Bolt instead of Martin Rota because it's easier to remember and easier to use in a conversation. Oh, I read this book by Martin Bolter. By who? Martin Bolter. Who, what? What did you say? Who is that? Martin Bolt. Oh, Martin Bolt. Okay, that's easy. I can look that up. Whatever. So this is about courtesy and manners. It's about, let's see, what, 209. Now, this is about mainly online manners, okay? Uh, I, as I say in the book, I bought a truck, and of course, before you buy any type of vehicle, you make a research on it. You go online and you say, oh, what are the ratings and what does the customer say about the vehicle, especially after being in possession of that certain vehicle for a while, and so on and so forth. And of course, as far as trucks or really any vehicle is concerned, there's competitors and there's other vehicles from other manufacturers which can be compared to the one you tend to buy or look up, and etc., etc. And what I found and really disagree with is the language. And this is more or less a call out to anybody who wants to, or who does in fact use foul language, to tone it down a little bit. You see, if you go to a dealership and talk to the sales manager of a certain truck brand, and you find out about prices and stuff like that, and you don't talk to him in a very abusive, disrespectful language. You're an asshole, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, you are despicable, you need to go back to your mama, oh, or whatever have you. You see, you don't do that. You walk in the dealership and on a person-to-person conversation, try to find out what his vehicles are all about. If the sales manager is competent, and if he has any good deals on the vehicle you might be looking to buy. But you don't use foul and abusive language. Apparently, that's not a big problem online, and I try to figure out why that is. When I look through that, some forums, some websites which certain owners of a vehicle created to talk about the vehicle basically. And if you go through some of these forums and look at some of these comments some people put out there, they are ridiculous. It starts maybe it starts with a decent conversation. Yeah, this transmission of this vehicle is great, and your vehicle's transmission is a piece of crap, and you are a piece of crap, and that and very fast it goes down south language wise. And I would like to make a call for not insulting people basically, because why would you behave in a different manner online than you would on a person-to-person conversation? I mean, I kind of can see where certain people who use that language come from. They probably have 3 email accounts, and they enter a certain website with a certain email account by which they can be identified. Oh, this is blue blue blub 24. Okay, blue blue blub 24 says I am an a-hole, or I'm a piece of shit, or I should go back where the grass doesn't grow, or whatever have you. Whatever insulting languages they use. I'm not really into that so much, so I cannot really come up with some great examples which are funny as well on that subject. But you know what I'm talking about. So blue blue blub 24 uh, lets out a barrage of insults to somebody else he is in a conversation with on that forum. And I don't know where that comes from. Why not just bring up facts of life? Okay, if he can, for instance, say, I read in magazine Blue on page 24 that your transmission failed 30% more than comparable transmission of my truck's manufacturer. totally sufficient. But he doesn't go through all that. He just insults that person, the manufacturer, and everybody basically who owns that competing vehicle, competing truck, whatever have you, whatever it is. And that's really unnecessary. So please try to tell your friends, your co-workers, your family, your kids, whatever have you, to have some culture in online conversations, just like you would have when you go into a store and talk to a sales clerk. You know, where is blue plastic cups? Where can I find blue plastic cups? Oh, they're over there. Okay. You don't go online and say, oh, store, blah, blah, blah. The assistant sales manager, Mary, is a little whore and she didn't know right from wrong and she didn't know what she was doing. Don't go in that store or whatever have you, you know. You can submit the facts. If it's bad news, if you got disrespected, mistreated, and so on, submit the facts. Okay, don't go into all that foul language online or in person, and don't hide behind your email name either. I understand that, you know, nobody's gonna take the time and the effort in all these online forums or whatever have you in finding out, hiring a private investigator, paying a lot of money, etc., to find out who is the person, the real person behind a certain email name. So nobody's gonna do that. So I guess people feel secure in letting out their inner idiot, so to speak. And I totally disagree with that. I totally disagree with it, and I want to convey that message that you shouldn't accept that. If you hear that, uh, either don't go into that online forum anymore or ask the online forum administrator to see if he can do anything to block that kind of people who use that language, you know, stuff like that. And if it doesn't help, just, you know, and if you are in a personal email conversation with, you know, these people, you know, tell them, you know, that you don't appreciate abusive language and disrespect online or in person. And if that doesn't help, let it go, cut them off, and delete that message or block that email address or whatever you need to do, because, you know, that's not a conversation you want to have, and that's not a conversation you should have. And after a while, I guess people realize, okay, he this and that, they all cut me off. Maybe I should change something. Maybe it's gonna affect anybody if you see this video, but rest assured, as far as I'm concerned, it will affect me. I don't appreciate that language, any abusive and foul language. Either it's in person or it's online, it doesn't really matter. And if I encounter people, I try to not be in contact with them anymore. After I try to convey that message, tell them, hey, you need to stop that. So that's all I can do. So hopefully somebody sees the video and changes his mind if you ever used abusive language, or are good to go. Could be too.